Forget the logs that they've hauled. If you had $1 for every time a Bennett just opened up the door of a log truck and climbed in, you'd make it on the rich list. Kane Bennett is the latest generation of this esteemed Bay of Plenty log trucking family, and he recently took delivery of Tumai, the truck he will write the next chapter in the family's story. He's more like his Uncle Wayne, reflects Russell, talking about his son Kane. A thinker, he thinks about things. Won't say much, just takes it all in. But he knows what he wants and he backs himself. Yep, he's more like Wayne than me, really. As Russell and Kane pored over the photos, laughing and reminiscing along with Uncle Murray, who is equally as well known as his brothers within the New Zealand truck driving scene, we again remind ourselves of just how privileged we are to share the time and memories like this with the Whānau family behind the rigs that ply our roads. And the reason we've all come together today is Kane's brand new Kenworth T909 6x4 log truck and equally new Koromiko Low-Boy 4-axle log trailer. An absolute Kiwi classic in terms of log truck configuration and brands. And like all Bennett-owned machines, it's more than just a truck. It's the next intergenerational symbol. Its name, Tumai, drawn from Kane's grandfather and Uncle Wayne, means to stand, and there is a dedication to Wayne on both of the air cleaners. Yeah, it's all come together just as I hoped, said Kane. The culmination of a dream, I guess, dedicated to Uncle Wayne, the next truck in the family line, and having it blessed by Tippy Olsen before it went on the road, that was a really special moment. Like his dad, 32-year-old Kane grew up in the settlement of Bethlehem, just a little north of Tauranga in the Bay of Plenty. Leaving school, Kane was guided towards a job as a plumbing apprentice. This work fell apart, however, when the global financial crisis started to take hold around 2008. It was at this time that Kane's desire to follow the family vocation grew too strong to ignore. Starting at the bottom, driving rigid 4- and 6-wheelers was great grounding. Like all young fellas, I wanted to get onto the big gear, but you end up a better driver starting on the smaller stuff, said Kane. Kane's driving career started with stints at Bay of Plenty Asphalts and Taylor Brothers and Caddy Caddy, before his first big breakthrough at Lynn Fox driving a Freightliner Argosy bifold combination. This experience led to a position at Ray Lincoln and Tokoroa on bulk tippers. But then came the call from home in 2016. Kane's dad Russell needed surgery on a shoulder that wasn't cooperating, so Kane jumped into Matariki, his dad's Western Star, and kept its wheels turning. That was supposed to be a temporary fixture until his dad's shoulder got better. Unfortunately, the shoulder was so buggered, the surgery was not a fix. This led to a family discussion around a succession plan, and soon after, Kane took over Matariki as well as transitioning across to Aztec Forestry Transport Developments at the same time. The T909 Kenworth is a big machine, and Tumai is a visual symphony, eye candy to the extreme. With its high commanding stance brought about through the combination of a drop visor, extra grille bars, old school K-Dub bug, Kempweld flat Texan style bumper, and a flying swan hood ornament. Kane's attention to detail with all areas of this build and his taste for the custom North American large car scene becomes immediately apparent. The hidden mechanical attributes of Tumai are just as impressive. A log truck must be sure-footed and feed back to the driver exactly where they are and what they're doing. Kenworth in this configuration probably sets the standard here, and Kane knows exactly where the truck is every second. Predictable and stable with no surprises. According to Kane, Tumai's stability is aided by the Hendrickson Primex 462 in the back end, suggested by Southpack's Scotty Haberfield. I bought it through Scotty, and he said that Hendrickson for a truck of this wheelbase will offer increased stability. I found him great to work with. He knows the product so well. He said, "We'll build you the truck I'd build for myself doing this work, and I can't fault it." Many kilometres through the upcoming years will be spent looking down the bonnet of the T909 Kenworth that Kane has built and dedicated to his late uncle. Harking back to the start of this part of the story, Dad Russell commented on Kane's inner side, a thinking man's man. And while he's built a machine that in artistic terms is an expression of his love for the industry, it's also a truck that makes practical sense. No configuration has ever proved itself more on the bush like a 6x4 and 4-axle trailer has. And no powertrain has ever proved itself beyond that of Cummins, Road Ranger, Meritor and Hendrickson, especially when it comes to bang for buck. And in terms of chassis, Kenworth has nothing to prove when it comes to negotiating a truce between longevity and the torturous. Darren Caulfield's sign wrote Tumai, and one thing I was particular about was the scroll work on the side of the guards. We had a couple of goes at those, said Kane. He's bloody great at what he does, there's no doubt about that. The Koromiko trolley, being a Low-Boy, is 2 inches lower than the standard Koromiko build. Staunch and height on the rear 3 is 2.1 metres, meaning Kane didn't have to worry about extension pins. All this simplicity makes using the unit so quick. The fit out of the truck was also done at Koromiko Engineering, and Managing Director Derek Haywood said his crew were excited to work on Kane's project. Load on, it was time for Tumai to get to work. Coming down off the skid, it was textbook. Kenworth, Cummins, Jacobs, Road Ranger. The full in-cab sensory experience. A proven combo for tree extraction in New Zealand. Built to cut as many logs as possible from anywhere with minimal fuss and as cost effectively as possible. This truck is not your tool, it's your workmate. Trucks like Tumai aren't somewhere you're paid to be, they're somewhere that you have paid to be. Yep, this man is definitely the next generation of the Bennett family legacy in every way. To capture the complete story of Kane Bennett's new business partner Tumai, then catch a copy of the March 2021 New Zealand Trucking magazine on sale now. Take care out there and travel safe.